What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we will be doing Roblox Bedwars all kicks ranked from worst to first, and yeah. So in my opinion, we are going to start off with the Trapper. I personally believe the Trapper is the worst kid in the game. You got it from level 3 battle. You got it from being level 3 on the Season 2 Battle Pass with the paid Battle Pass. You can buy traps and place them, except, like, it's easy to see a trap. You can just step over it, you can jump over it, like, and even when somebody does fall in a trap, they're just stunned for, like, a second. It doesn't really do damage, like, and you can break the trap when you're trapped in it, so, I don't know. I personally find Trapper to be the worst in Bedwars. Also, this is updated. This is the most updated. It has all the kicks in Bedwars except for Frosty, the level 45 snowman, which I will add, but there's just not a picture. And drumroll for our second worst kid in the game, it shall be Jack. I personally find Jack to just honestly suck. Like, you buy an oil stick for 1 emerald, you can only use it once, you throw it at people, it doesn't have good range, it gives you time to get out of it before it starts doing damage, it doesn't do much damage. The only thing it's really used for is trolling and getting people to, like, slip on your team generator. Pretty much useless. And for 1 emerald too, not worth the steep price. Third worst kid in Bedwars, I'm probably gonna have to give it to Infernal Shielder, as we all know. Infernal Shielder just is inconvenient. It has no real use. Because, like, if you're shielding, you can't hit them, and they can hit you even though it will do less damage. You're still gonna die eventually. And the knockback thing, you just go super slow. So, like, I don't know, you move super slow still, it's just not practical. So, Infernal Shielder, third worst in the game. And I'm not sure if I said this, but it lets you have a shield, and you can use the shield to block knockback and reduce damage, but you move super slow when you're shielding, and you can't attack somebody while you're shielding. So, pretty much useless. The next kit, I'd probably say, is Gingerbread Man. So, Gingerbread Man just, like, so you get to jump high. Like, I guess it could be useful for, like, if somebody's building a base above your, or like building a bridge above your base to place TNT to get up there, but I don't really know. Like, 20, and it gives you a super small shield, but that doesn't really help. Gives you, so like, it just lets you jump high for 20 iron one time. You can mine it and get it back, but like, then you would have to go back and get it. So maybe eventually there will become a good use for Gingerbread Man, but I think Gingerbread Man is the 31st worst, or is the 4th worst in Bedwars. There's 35 kits at the moment, by the way. The 5th worst in Bedwars at the moment, I'm probably going to have to give to Lassie. We are moving up to just kind of bad, not really bad. So Lassie, you can buy a lasso for 20 iron. It has horrible range, it takes forever to throw. Sometimes it doesn't even knock people off bridges. It's just not good. I don't really know what more to say about Lassie. It's just not worth 400 Robux, and it's just not good. The next kit will probably be don't want to put Goofy so low, but I don't know who else is quite at this level. So normally Builder and Pirate Daisy would be here, but they got buffs, and they're actually not too bad now. So Goofy lets you buy a ghost vacuum for 60 iron, and you can suck up a ghost and it will do the same damage as an Ares spear, which is 67 to no armor, but it's expensive and you can only hold one ghost at once. And also, if you're trying to knock people off bridges, the ghost moves pretty slow. So Goofy, you can only hold one ghost at a time, so it's not like Spirit Catcher when you can just shoot ghosts repetitively. You shoot it, you have to go find another ghost, and then you shoot it. So that's why I have Goofy here. Next is probably going to be Bounty Hunter. The only real thing Bounty Hunter is useful in is duels, because there's only 2 other opponents, but in normal matches, like, it's going to take a while to find that one person who's your target just for like 3 emeralds and a few diamonds and some iron. It's just not really worth it being your hit choice. Like, I don't know. So also you obtain Bounty Hunter by level 16 on the Season 1 Battle Pass, and you obtain Goofy by level 20 on the Season 2 Battle Pass. Next, I don't really know who to put next, but I'm probably going to have to go with Melody. Now, people say I have harsh feelings about Melody, but I just honestly don't think Melody's good. Like, rather healing and doing 20 extra health, you're getting hit while you're doing healing, because you can only have one item out at once, and you have to have your guitar out for a decent amount of time to heal players on your team, and its range isn't that good, so you would be more help in like a 3-person fight to just fight instead of heal your teammates, so that's why I have Melody at this spot. Next, we're probably going to go with, I hate to do it, but Vulcan. Vulcan's kind of fallen off, I'm not gonna lie. Vulcan basically lets you buy a camera turret for 1 emerald, and you can place it and spam people off bridges with electric bullets that you can rapid fire, but you have to place it on one spot and then get your camera turret or open your tablet and then use that to fire, and if somebody breaks it, you lost that 1 emerald. So it can be good at certain times if people are trying to repetitively rush you in the early game. You can just keep knocking them off. But I don't know. The next hit we're going to have to do is Pirate Daisy. Now you might be wondering why I didn't put Pirate Daisy a lot lower in like the really bad section. It's because as of recently, Pirate Daisy got a buff where you can shoot yourself through pirate cannons. And you can travel pretty far and pretty fast if you have like a path of cannons that you follow to get to somebody's base. So that can be a really helpful movement thing. Like that right there, that's pretty much what Gingerbread Man does, but instead of going forward, or instead of going up, you go forward. And you also get that TNT discount and the pirate cannon shooting thing, but like nobody really uses that because it's still not good. But yeah, Pirate Daisy got a big buff, and it's a pretty useful movement kit now. Now next, I'm probably gonna have to go with Wizard. You also might be wondering why Wizard's not lower. It's because of the enchantments. The slow orb with fire 2 or fire 3 can drain. Same with the lightning strike. The lightning strike already does a good amount of damage if you can get it to hit. It does 30 damage every like 3 seconds if you're still standing on it for like 9 seconds. So you can get like 90 damage out of it if you get a full hit. And with enchantments like statics or something, it's pretty good. And I'm pretty sure it does 30 damage no matter what armor you have, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Or if it doesn't, it definitely has like armor piercing or something. Now next is Jade. Good old our friend Jade from the level 33 battle pass of season 1. Now the reason Jade isn't higher is just because with the, also I just realized that there's another kit this tier list doesn't have, but that being the Void Regent from the Holiday 2021 bundle. And pretty much Jade's the worst version of Void Regent. It can still be, or well, actually no, I'm not going to put Jade this low. Freya. Freya is the worst version of Jade. What Freya pretty much does is applies frost to people to slow them down, to prevent them from running away from you. And you can buy a frost sword that's pretty much like a diamond sword, but slightly better, but you can't buy an emerald sword once you have the frost sword. Or you can't buy an emerald sword no matter what if you're in this kit. So, prevents people from running when you're in a fight with them, and that's pretty much it, honestly. So, yeah. Now next is going to be Jade, which is slightly better than Freya because you have that movement boost, which can also help chase down enemies when they're trying to run from you. But it also has a bonus movement thing, so you can move yourself to get to them, and you can move yourself to just go to places faster. It's a good rushing kit, and the hammer can doink people up into the air, but they won't take fall damage. So Jade, pretty good kit. Or actually, I think we're gonna move Jade up to good kits. Or no, we've still got a lot of kits still. Next being the Warrior. The Warrior, it's pretty much kind of like not, I wouldn't say useless, but it's good at sometimes, bad in others. So basically you can buy Warrior Armor for 10 emeralds, and it's slightly better than Diamond Armor, but if you have, at the beginning it was really overpowered and just slightly worse than Emerald Armor, but it got nerfed now, so just like if you have armor protection and the other person doesn't, or sword sharpness and the other person doesn't, and you guys have the same sword but one has diamond armor and one has warrior armor, the person with the better upgrades is probably going to win. So there is a glitch with warrior that lets you remove player's diamond armor. I'm not exactly sure how you do that, but it can be annoying when that happens. So yeah, that's pretty much warrior. You can buy the armor, it's decent but not too good. So next is probably going to be, I'm not sure, probably, I think I'm gonna go with Archer. Archer will be moving on to good kits now. Archer gives increased projectile damage, and you can buy the tactical crossbow, which is slightly better than the crossbow. When this kit first came out, this was the first pay-to-win kit in Bedwars. It was like the kit to have. The tactical crossbow was so overpowered. You could fire it way faster than you can now. You had more projectile damage boost than you do now. It's still pretty good. It does a lot of damage, but it's just not worth your kit. You can just get a crossbow and some enchantments or something. So, Archer's fallen off from where it used to be. Not as good anymore, but still a good kit. Next is going to be Baker. Now, you might be asking, why is Baker so high? And honestly, I don't know why I put Baker so high, but I've been playing a lot of Lucky Block recently, and you can get health apples from Lucky Blocks, and the health apples are actually really useful, and they're only 3 iron, so you can get them. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. I ran out of storage, so my recording stopped. But beside that, like I was saying, the health apples are actually really useful. The speed pies, I don't know. The speed pies they're pretty expensive, and they don't last for that long, but they are very useful. You can also get them from Lucky Blocks, and speed pies are very useful when you have them, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I should rank Baker this high, but I don't know. It just felt like it's the right spot for Baker. Next is Grim Reaper, our good old friend, the second kit to have that was like pay to win or busted. This came out when 100 players first came out, which is actually back right now. I made a video on watching in 100 players, and I think Jordan did as well, so go check yours out. So, yeah. Grim Reaper basically lets when you kill somebody, you become invincible and super speed for 2.5 seconds, but you can't break blocks or attack people when you are in, like, Reaper state or whatever you want to call it. It also heals you 18 health. Back in the day, it used to heal a lot more, like 53 health, I want to say, around that amount. But it healed a ton of health back then. It was really good. Still good kit to have today. I actually have Grim Reaper because Grim Reaper was actually my second kit I ever bought. No, my first kit. Yeah, Grim Reaper was actually my first kit ever. No, actually, that's not true. Or, yeah, that is true. Grim Reaper was my first kid. Next, I'm probably going to have to go Santa. Santa is, to explain Santa simply, you can buy this present thing. You can throw it like a Kelly Pearl or a snowball, and then it will basically, in like 15 seconds or so, there will be like a sleigh with reindeer above where you threw it, dropping a bunch of TNT. So basically, it's the same price as, I'm pretty sure it's like 35 or 40 iron for one of these. But if you buy a lot of them late game and chuck them all in the same spot, there will be tons of TNT, because per one of these things, I think it drops 3 or 4 TNT. So if you really want to like spam people with TNT, this is probably going to be the kit for you. Our next kit is probably going to be Trinity. Trinity is Trinity kit is similar to Grim Reaper and Melody. It's like Grim Reaper and Melody combined. Upon reaching 3 kills, you can choose between the Void Angel, or the Void Angel and the Light person, I'm not sure. But the Light person heals nearby teammates when you attack, and the Void Angel heals yourself when you attack. It per hit, I think it does like 2 or 3 health with like iron armor and iron swords against somebody with iron armor. I think I might be ranking trendy too high, but I don't know. Next, I hate to do this, but, well, I'm probably gonna have to say Aries, or no, Builder. So the reason Builder isn't like way down there is because if you didn't know, now fortifying blocks does also increases its health. It makes them blast proof. So you can make wool blast proof by reinforcing it. It has more health combined with the pickaxe and it's blast proof. So like you can like place stone and reinforce it, it will be blast proof. So although it does cost a decent amount of iron, this can be really overpowered if you build a big defense. Instead of getting blast proof ceramic, which can be insta-mined, or obsidian, which costs tons of emeralds, you can get this, and you can just reinforce it with Builder, and then it will be blast proof so people can't use TNT and get rid of it, whereas like before, just a few TNT and your reinforced blocks are gone with the new split. So next, I'm probably going to have to say Axolotl Amy. Now, there's a lot of people who love Axolotl Amy because they're not the best at PvP, so they can have like some assistance with the damage and the health regen and the shield to help them have a higher chance of winning a fight, as they have the same gear as people. You can get a damage axolotl, a health regen axolotl, a shield axolotl, and a break speed axolotl. Break speed and health regen cost emeralds. Break speed is 3. Health regen is I think 6 or 9. The first one is 40 and the second one is 90 maybe? The first one is shield and the second one is going to be damage. So I don't find myself winning fights because I'm Axolotl Amy or Reindeer Trainer, same thing. Like, and when I fight an Axolotl Amy who has the same stuff as me, like, I just don't find myself like extra scared and losing more fights because somebody is Axolotl Amy. It's, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't seem to, I just don't find it to help as much as people say it does. Next is definitely going to be Aries. Aries is a good kit. It's like Spirit Catcher. You can buy spears and throw them. They have a big like explosion radius, so you don't have to directly hit the player to do damage, but if you directly hit them to no armor, it does 67 damage, but it costs 30 iron per spear. It's pretty good with static and fire. It's really good. So yeah, Aries pretty good. You got it from level 50 Battle Pass Season 2. Our next kit is going to have to be Yeti. Now, Yeti's a kit that you get this Glacier Roar, and you can mine blocks super fast. So you do your Glacier Roar, and it like freezes blocks around in your radius of your roar, and those blocks will mine pretty fast. You can insta-mine wool, almost insta-mine stone. So yeah, it does take forever for the cooldown to go down, and the range isn't too good, and there are some blocks you can't Glacier Roar, like obsidian, I'm pretty sure. So, and yeah, like I said, the cooldown, and it also takes some time to actually do the Glacier Roar, so you'll be being attacked when you're doing that. I recently just got Yeti, me and Jordan tried it out. Not too good. Next is probably going to be our good friend Raven. I think I'm going to start in the overpowered kits. Raven, it's like a substitute for fire, or actually no, not quite overpowered yet. Next is going to be overpowered. Because now that we have fire, what Raven really did is, it was like, if there's somebody ballooning in the void, you can use a Raven and they're dead. It does sporadic damage, so it will pop your balloons. So you'll be in the void, you get hit with the Raven, hit, use another balloon, hit, and so on and so on. It will use all your balloons because you keep getting rapidly hit from the poison. Does cost 1 emerald. The damage isn't the best without enchantments, but Raven can be used very well. Next is definitely going to be Elder Tree, the third and pretty much final of the current era we're in right now of the overpowered. You want to have this kit if you want to win. There's one more kit out of these that is in there that is currently like that, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Elder Tree doesn't let you buy armor, but you can go around the map collecting tree orbs, gaining more health, but you can't buy armor. So a lot of people think this is just like way too overpowered. A lot of new players think it's just way too overpowered because they have more health than you. But the thing is, they don't have armor. So the Elder Tree can hit you, but they'll do less damage because of your armor. But they don't have armor, so when you hit them, it will do whatever the sword or whatever the weapon would do to no armor. So the reason why Elder Tree isn't like one of the best kits in the game, well, it is one of the best kits in the game, but the reason it's not better is you get big, your hitbox becomes super big, and like there's items like airy spears, tactical crossbow, an emerald sword, a rage blade. They do like 60 or 50 or 40 damage. They can drain you, like, so you can get drained by those more late game weapons that people might have. So that's why it's right there. Next, I'm probably gonna have to go Fisherman. Fisherman is, I know the YouTuber DZ Plays really likes Fisherman, but I think he's overhyping it. It's pretty rare to get diamonds and emeralds. Specialty fish, they're not that useful. Sometimes getting balloons or fireballs and TNT from it can be useful. You can like stay at your base and just get diamonds and stuff. It's a good thing for 100 players because you can, if you don't want to go to the diamond generator, emerald generator, and risk dying, you can just fish at your base and get geared up. So, but yeah, Fisherman's pretty good. Next is going to be Vanessa. Vanessa lets you do a triple shot with your bow. It only works with bow and crossbow, that's it. So it does insane knockback and it does triple the damage. The one downside of Vanessa is it takes 3 arrows per triple shot. So you can run out of ammo super fast. And in my opinion, arrows are already too expensive in Bedwars. So yeah. Now we're down to our final 6. Hate to do this, but Beekeeper Beatrix. Beekeeper Beatrix is a lot like Farmer Cletus. It lets you go around the map getting bees to put in your hive, and they'll make you emeralds and diamonds and stuff like that. It's not good for like if it's only yourself left alive. It's a good kit, but the reason it's not higher than Farmer Cletus is you can, you have to go out because like all around the map to get the bees, whereas Farmer Cletus, if you don't have a bed and if people have better gear than you can just stay at your base and get better stuff. Because like technically you could get emerald armor without leaving your base as a Farmer Cletus. So without leaving your base one time as a Farmer Cletus. So you can't really do that with Beekeeper Beatrix. Well, you technically could if you wait for an eternity for bees to spawn on your base. But yeah. Now next is going to be Farmer Cletus. One of the former goats of kits. You can buy crops for you can buy melons for 3 emeralds and carrots for 110 iron. The carrots make diamonds and the emeralds make, or the melons make emeralds. It's really good for getting a ton of emeralds if you get like a super big farm going. You can get tons of people, tons of resources really fast with Farmer Cletus. Now we're down to the final 4. We are going to have to put Pyro. Pyro was a former goat, but not like pay to win. It is a insanely good supporting kit. You can give the brittle effect with your 2 emerald flamethrower, but you do lose your emeralds when you die. You can't upgrade the flamethrower, so it can be really good. But they did give it a lot of nerfs, like you can't shoot through walls anymore and stuff like that. So it was the level 50 kit in season 1. Also, Beekeeper Beatrix was the level 20 kit in season 1. Both of them were on the paid battle pass. Now you might notice something about the final 2 kits we have here. You might be thinking, Spirit Catcher, why is Spirit Catcher in the top 3 kits of Bedwars? You see, you got Spirit Catcher on the free battle pass of season 1 at level 45. Spirit Catcher spirits cost 35 iron, they do like 25 damage to no armor. Spirit Catcher did get a nerf recently, and I haven't played with Spirit Catcher since that nerf. It reduced the max spirit size from 10 to 5, same with Ares. But you don't have to have good aim like you do with Ares, because they are heat seeking, and when somebody comes near them, they'll follow after them, and you can throw it at somebody and it will heat seek them. But that is deserving of like good kit by like Grim Reaper. But the reason this is so high is the fire enchantment. Spirits with fire, they drain. If you just chuck 5 down at your enemy, they're like down 70 health if you have fire 2 or fire 3, or even static 3. So from first-hand experience, that's a really good combo. It can like shred diamond armor. So now we're left with 2 kits. Barbarian, number 2. Barbarian was one of the first, was in the first 3 kit release of Bedwars when kits first came out. I remember that. At first, Barbarian was trash and pretty much laughed at if you used Barbarian. But then the Rageblade came out. Tanker made a video on it, and the Rageblade was like super overpowered. It does 67 damage to no armor, and it just shreds. You get rage by killing and damaging people, and your sword levels up from a wooden to a stone to a iron to a diamond to a Rageblade, no emerald sword. You can't buy swords and cheat the system though. Barbarian is currently my main kit. I always use it in Lucky Block, and yeah, it's just Barbarian's really good. the Rage Blade was great. Also, they made it so that you need less rage to get a Rage Blade. So now you're probably thinking, okay, so you might not know who this kit is. This is a relatively new kit, being Airy, not to be confused with Aries. This is Airy. You get Spirit Butterflies, which increase your damage. You can still buy swords, so for every kill you get, your damage goes up by 2 or 3. And if you get a bunch of kills, this thing can like one tap with like the wooden sword if you have enough kills. And you don't know when somebody is airy too, because you're not forced to use the kit skin, and there's not like something that shows that they have Spirit Butterflies. And you also don't lose your Spirit Butterflies when you die, like how you lose a Rage 1 level sword when you die as a Barbarian. That's probably the biggest downside of Barbarian. So I currently don't have this kit, but I look forward to getting it. It's the level 50 kit of this season, being season 3, and Airy is currently the kit to have at the moment. Like, it's overpowered and they haven't nerfed it yet, so I don't think they plan on nerfing it. Now there's 2 kits that are currently in the game, but this thing just wasn't updated to have them. Those kits being Frosty and Void Regent. Void Regent is pretty much Jade, but better because it has a bar to show you when the axe is on cooldown. It costs 40 iron. You can leap the same distance with it, but when you hit somebody to no armor, it does like 11 damage, and you will have 7 health from it. And yeah, it's pretty much Jade 2.0. So I rank it probably like here-ish. And then we have Frosty. You get snowballs over time that apply slow effects, except Frosty's not that good because you don't get the snowballs that fast. I probably put Frosty like somewhere around here, and just get like the fire enchantment with normal snowballs for iron. But I do believe snowballs are a limited time item, but Bedwars have not gone through with, I think, any of their quote-unquote limited time items. Balloons, permanent. Tesla coil traps, permanent. Knockback baguette, permanent. There's so many things they've said that are limited time items. So I'm not sure if snowballs will truly be a limited time. But yeah, snowballs with fire enchantment, way better. Don't even bother. So yeah. This is my worst to first kit tier list for 1-10-2022 when this was recorded.